dream again. We are the emissaries from the void.
Last night, your bitch rearranged my throat bones.
All right, welcome back to Emissaries from the Void.
Yep, I'm Ari.
And I'm Tristan. Tonight we're talking about throat bones.
Yep, throat bones.
I think you could argue some throat bones were rearranged in this movie.
Yep.
From the outside.
Anyway.
So we're talking about Jennifer's Body.
Yep.
From 2000.
It's 2009.
You know, this was a movie when it came out. It was marketed as a sexy horror movie.
That is not the reputation it has anymore.
Right. No. In its time, it was dismissed as misogynist and dumb. But since then, it has gained a cult following as a sort of feminist cult horror film. It's also written by Diablo Cody, which comes with a certain verbal aesthetic.
I would say it's a product of its time, but people in this movie don't even talk like people from that time talked. So it's like there's an alternate universe where just the lingo of the kids is different. Honestly, it kind of makes it a little timeless if you think about it. Like, the lingo of the kids when you get older is always going to sound strange and weird, the things that they say. So
that's a good point.
It kind of, by not putting it with the specific coding of 2009.
Yeah, these were never things kids said.
Right.
So they could always be potentially things
that kids will say. Yeah. So like the way teenagers talk, it just works. All
right.
When I was watching this movie, at no point did I feel like, oh, this is a 2009 set movie, although it's set in 2005 or something based on the background stuff. But she goes to her library and reads physical books. But if I was looking into the occult, I would also read physical books. So the absence of the internet doesn't really impact the overall experience of the story too much. Yeah. So, it could just like vaguely be taking place anywhere between, 1985 and 2005. And it wouldn't really change the story too much based on just things that happen.
Yeah, true.
Except for maybe what the genre that the band plays in the film.
Sure,
that's basically it. But Tristan.
Yes.
Want to tell me, you as a white man, want to tell me what this feminist movie is about?
Would love to.
Thank you. Go ahead and mansplain for
me. So here's what this movie's really about.
He gave me the Patrick Bateman look for a second there. Like I could see him channeling him a little bit.
Sure. So yeah, there are definitely strong feminist themes of like, Jennifer she's sacrificed by this like indie band in order for them to become famous.
Right.
And then
like
she
the softest rock band ever.
Yeah.
Sacrificing her to the devil.
Yeah, they're not like metal.
No.
They're just shitheads.
They kind of just like shitty or Coldplay.
And then she like kind of, takes a sort of gendered revenge on society by eating boys to sustain herself because she's thereafter possessed by a demon. I feel like a lot has been unpacked from that, but we were picking up on some other things when we watched it. There is a lot of gender in this movie.
Just gender, like
just gender.
The theme of gender for both traditional men and traditional women.
Yeah,
I mean it's kind of before any of the postmodern gender conversations that we'll have these days, but like for its time. Very much just like talking about gender roles and both toxic femininity and toxic masculinity as things and how they affect the people around you, but through a girl's lens.
Yeah. There's also a theme of the main character who goes by Needy.
Which no one's ever had that nickname ever. But it kind of speaks more to what we were talking about, like the timelessness of it. Because like, who knows what 20 years from now kids will be calling each other. Like,
what was her actual name? Like
Anita.
Need Duh. Yeah. Okay. If you squint, you can see it in there. But
like, why would anyone tolerate themselves being their nickname?
well, I mean, that's kind of her character, though. So I don't know. That works for me, I guess. But there's a theme of her being denied and shoved to the side and just walked all over. And she comes into her own power at the end of the movie. So it's kind of about all of these things in a big melange of gender. just a lot of gender.
The gendered
This movie
spice.
is just flooded with gender.
The gendered spice must flow.
Yeah.
The spice melange. Yeah, I would say that. Like, honestly, it's really difficult to just like say what this movie is about, because I feel like anybody who comes and watches it, more so than some of the other films we've watched, can walk away with a very different like take on it. Because like it has things to say about creativity, it has things to say about posers, it has things to say about girls, has things to say about boys, has things to say about the way that we as a society treat atrocity and horror.
Yeah.
Like how everyone, like at first everyone's so beat up about what was happening, but then after like a couple of weeks, everyone's like, okay, we're tired of this, and they just move on with it. From the perspective of the average person that lives in this town, there is a psycho killer running around eating people.
Right.
And they still throw their winter form or whatever the hell it is, because they just don't care anymore. They've given up giving a fuck about it. Like when it first happens, everyone's horrified, but then everyone's like, okay, we're done being sad. Like, can we feel a different emotion now? And so like, aside from any of the gender stuff, there's commentaries about how society treats tragedy and how people respond to it, and performative sorrow over these things. And,
Yeah. And like even that might be gendered as well, because would they have reacted the same way if it was girls getting murdered and eaten?
That's true.
Which I can't really say that the film explores, because it's only boys who get murdered, but well, except for Jennifer at the end, but
sure, but she's the antagonist, so it's different. And to be fair, it is treated very severely. I mean, Needy is institutionalized, and that's not a spoiler. We start the film with her institutionalized, and then we go into a past flashback. The entire film is basically a flashback, except for the beginning and the end.
Yeah, it's bookended by Needy in prison. And from the beginning, there's a strong motif of exes surrounding Needy. She has her little monologue about, she's getting tons of letters every day in prison, and then she kicks an orderly in the face like 30 feet. and then she's put into solitary confinement, where there's a big X on the floor. That's a running theme throughout the movie that we're going to get into.
Yeah, it's very prominent. It's one of those things where like it is never at all drawn attention to by the film. It just, you see X's everywhere constantly, basically. And at no point does like anybody comment on it, or there's nothing. It's just like one of those background things.
Yeah. It's like Scott Pilgrim, but I feel like Fritz Lang's M maybe might have been the original like X's everywhere movie. I'm getting a blank stare, so we'll move on.
What? I don't know what that is. I'm sorry. I don't think
it's a movie.
It's a movie.
Yep.
It's a movie featuring the letter M.
That's the title of the movie.
On
but
this episode of Sesame Street.
If I'm even correct.
Brought to you by the letter X.
Yep.
Okay. I'm sorry. Y'all, I have not seen every movie.
You gotta brush up.
You've got 10 years on me.
1930s German cinema.
You've been a film nerd longer than me. Let's kind of get into the meat of this.
Yeah.
No pun intended for, let's kind of get into the internal bowels of this.
Oh God. Don't eat the bowels.
That's what she does in the movie.
Yeah, I guess. We're introduced to these two friends, Jennifer.
Two friends.
And Anita, who goes by Needy. They've been friends for a long time.
And definitely not gay for each other.
Couldn't be.
Couldn't be.
They're just gal pals.
Just gal pals.
Yeah.
It's not like they have a lesbian makeout session later in the film or anything.
Right.
You know, which is hot as fuck. But okay. Anyway, moving on.
Anyway, we'll get to it. We'll get to it.
I don't care if she's a psychotic demon from hell. I'm still gonna fuck her.
Jennifer is the hot cheerleader. Needy is the kind of mousy. She has glasses.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Both played by incredibly attractive actresses.
Yeah, for sure.
It's so funny because like Needy is portrayed as like this nerd, but you know, she's also very attractive and she's the one with the boyfriend.
Yeah.
Jennifer doesn't have a boyfriend.
But she does sleep around.
She does sleep around, but like, you know, the one that's portrayed as more attractive and desirable is the one that isn't locked down with somebody.
Yeah.
I don't know. I always thought that's an interesting detail. Just despite the fact that Needy is supposedly the unattractive one, she's the one in a stable relationship with someone who actually loves her.
Yeah. I mean, do they call her unattractive at any point? Like, she's just...
They just act like she's a plain Jane. Like, they treat her like that, even though she is definitely very pretty.
Again, she just needs somebody to gently remove the glasses from her face.
Which it happens. She gets a whole makeover by her mom, and she just looks pretty because she's already attractive.
Yeah. Anyway, they have a close friendship, but you can kind of tell already by the fact that Jennifer calls her Needy as a name that there's kind of an imbalance from the start. And we see that when Jennifer pressures Needy to go to this bar to see this band, and she's being kind of manipulative and...
Yeah, Needy really doesn't want to go. But Jennifer is like, oh, okay, well, then you're X'd out, basically.
Yeah. She's a cross out Needy and pouts and like does an X sign.
They meet up. They're going to go to this bar. And it's because Jessica is like, I want to go fuck this lead singer of this band.
Right.
And that is her goal. And, you know, it just goes to show you shouldn't cyber stalk people online. She's like, I stalked their MySpace. They're like, oh, they're so good. They're not. Like, clearly she just wants to fuck him because he's attractive.
Yeah.
And that's kind of mirrored by the fact that the band doesn't even care about the music that they're playing. They just care about being famous and popular and successful.
Yeah.
So like the music is soulless. The music is not entertaining. Like, I'm sorry if you like this soft rock garbage. Don't be insulted. I mean, I like garbage. I'm a raccoon on my pile of garbage. I've said it before, but this music is not good. And the band knows that it's not good. That's why they want to make a deal with the literal devil so that they can be successful.
Yeah.
You know, honestly, to the devil's credit, he does deliver in this movie.
They're not any better, but they do get famous.
They get famous. It's interesting that like the tragedy of what is befalled by them is the mechanism by which they are ascendant in the media.
Right.
Like, they burned down this building. They set it on fire so that it burns down. There's this huge tragedy.
Yeah. Do you think it was arson? Or...
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Based off of how the lead singer guy is acting when he comes out, like, he's so chill and calm about it. There's no fucking way that wasn't on purpose.
Okay.
And it was designed to create a situation where someone could be taken by them. They did that on purpose so that they could orchestrate events so that they could take someone.
Okay.
It only works in the logic of the film because the thing I said at this point in the movie was, where are all the cops? The building is burning down.
Yeah.
In where I live, down the road, I was walking Rosie today, my dog, and there was a house on fire, and it had just caught on fire. It just started burning.
Shit.
And within 5 minutes, there were like 4 fire trucks over there and a bunch of cops. Like, you're telling me that in this small town, like, I live in a major city and that happened. You're telling me in this small town at the venue where everybody goes and gathers on a regular basis that had a police officer there, there are no fire trucks, there are no cops here. Like, we see them later, like when we cut to them, but it's like, this is like the stupidest plan ever. And the fact that it succeeds for these band people is
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Maybe that has something to say about, like, maybe that's part of what the theming of what the movie's trying to say, but like it's just kind of like one of those, where the fuck are all the cops when this is happening?
Yeah.
Anyway, the venue burns down. They take Jennifer, and Needy's like, hey, why are you going with them? And Jennifer's like, no, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. They give Jennifer alcohol, and she's like, I'm going to go with them, because she thinks she's going to get like railed by all the bandmates.
Yeah.
And then Needy sees the door close, and that's the last time she sees Jennifer before what happens to her happens.
Yeah.
We cut to the next like scene where Needy is on the phone with her boyfriend Chip, and is like, I'm freaked out. Like, where's Jennifer? And Chip is like, hey, like a whole building burned down. People died. Needy doesn't give a fuck about that. Needy only cares about Jennifer.
Yeah.
And then it's revealed Jennifer's fine, but she's covered in blood, and she's eating a rotisserie chicken out of the fucking fridge. So, what do you? How do you feel about all of that?
First of all, it has some of my favorites, like filmmaking in the movie, very expressive cinematography. The shot that I always remembered from the first time that I watched it was when Jennifer decides to go with them in their van. Needy is in shock, and as she watches the door close, the like sign on the building explodes right behind her head, like, you know, the way it's framed, and it's just like mind blown.
Oh yeah,
like a little bit cheesy, but pretty effective.
It works in the movie. It doesn't. It in a different script, it may not have worked, but the camp of this plot is used in a very selective and focused way that I think at no point brings you out of the experience.
Yeah, it's almost a bit like Scott Pilgrim-ish.
I can see it.
Yeah. That said, it's really effective at establishing what Needy's motivations are and what her relationship is with Jennifer. The fact that she cares more about Jennifer than Jennifer does about her.
And is very gay for her.
Yes.
Like, clearly. Like, I think basically, like, everyone in this film is bi. Like, it just feels like it's like they're all bi-coded in terms of like how they act.
The main characters.
Yeah, all the main characters. But like, yeah, no, clearly Needy is like obsessed with Jennifer to the point that her concern for her overrides the horrible thing that she just went through, where she watched people get burned alive.
Yeah.
And she talks about how she can still smell the smell of people burning alive, which is like, but she's like, anyway, moving on. Like,
yeah.
So the scene where Needy sees Jennifer in her kitchen, and then Jennifer like vomits up black blood.
Yeah,
and it's
like ferrofluid.
Yeah. And she does it twice in the film. She does it in this moment, and then she does it in
the pool.
In the pool. There has to be some significance to that, because it's brought into these two key moments where she's like trying to terrify Needy. Like, it's almost like for the rest of the film, between those two moments, Jennifer is not trying to actively terrify Needy. She wants Needy to like still maintain her feelings and vibe for the moment.
Yeah.
But like in that moment, she's terrifying her, because later on, Jennifer says to one of her victims that she needs them hopeless.
Right.
So it's like the black blood is like this black abyss that like stains everything and gets into everything. And we get a cut of Needy cleaning it up, and she's like crying and sobbing. And it's like, so like, it's all like, this is designed to invoke fear, because this demon feeds on people's hopelessness and fear.
Right.
Like, the eating of their flesh is like a physical component of it, but like she needs them to be terrified when she kills them.
Yeah, and I think maybe like, you know, she was freshly, you know, zombified or whatever. So she's still kind of struggling against the demon's control maybe in this like first encounter.
Right, because she like pins Needy up against the wall and like licks her neck, and like it's very seductive. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I was like, you know, I've seen this before, but it's been a while, and so I was like, I forgot just like how queer some of the interactions are in this film. Like, anyway, she's like, you see her like consider something, and then she leaves.
Yeah.
And later we get some information about that, but like it's for the most part, you can see the contemplation of what Jennifer was going to do to Needy, but then chose not to. Because maybe at the moment, you know, she doesn't want to hurt her best friend. She also maybe has feelings for Needy. She clearly has feelings for Needy.
Yeah.
But then like also she's mad at men specifically. And I think that that's kind of the key is like angry misandry.
Yeah.
Men are the problem. 'Cause men who didn't do anything wrong.
Right.
Like they did not deserve what Jennifer does to them. But like,
Hashtag not all men.
but what I mean though is the movie goes out of its way to show that these are like innocent men who didn't do anything.
Oh yeah.
And she's taking out her anger on those men. Like she has to feed on their hopelessness. She needs to make them suffer.
Mm-hmm.
And so it has some notes about it. Like, you know, there's a difference between being feminist and toxically misandrist.
Yeah, and I think that kind of enhances that scene in retrospect where she's just been murdered.
Yes.
Brutally in the woods and then subsequently possessed by a demon. You know, she has all of this pain and rage that needs to go somewhere. And I feel like there's kind of a deal that she makes internally where like she's not going to eat Needy. She's not just going to lash out at anyone. It becomes more focused
on men who want her. Her very first victim that we get an image of kind of breaks this rule. But I think that her like agreement with this demon comes after this event because she kills this like innocent guy that's just an immigrant from India. He was just lost and scared.
Yep.
But after that, the only men that she kills are men that she lures with the promise of sex.
Mm-hmm.
He's the odd one out, and then all the other victims feel like they fit.
Yeah.
Evidence of that is like she seems to get very frustrated when Chip turns her down. You know, he's kissing her, he's like into it, but then he's like, I just can't do this. Like, I still love Needy and we're going through a rough time, but I don't want to, like, I still want to be with her. And then that's when she like loses her cool and like throws him into the pool. And that's the catalyzing incident for fully giving over to whatever this force is that's taken her.
Yeah. There's also like Needy seems to be a component in her targets.
Mm-hmm.
There's the like soft goth boy who shows an interest in Needy. Jennifer specifically targets him. And then obviously Chip is Needy's boyfriend.
That's true. Because she wasn't going to go after the soft goth until Needy said something about it. Jennifer was like, oh, tons of boys asked me out. And she like turned him down and
just
then
dismisses him. And then Needy's like, well, I think he's cool. And then she's like, oh, well, I'm gonna fucking eat him.
Yeah. It's like, okay.
Yeah, there's some kind of like toxic jealousy and ironically, perhaps a neediness to her
That's
targets.
true. And that kind of that ties into the scathing tongue lashing that Needy, the dress down that Needy gives Jennifer. I keep wanting to call her Jessica. Why do I keep doing that? Jennifer. God fucking damn it. I'm not doing it on purpose. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, gives her like a dressing down in no uncertain terms. She's like, you need validation so badly.
Yeah.
And everything you're doing is just a testament to how unfulfilled and empty inside you are.
Yeah.
And whenever you watch supernatural fiction, what is the supernatural element standing in for in the story?
Mm-hmm.
In this case, I think the demon represents toxic misandry towards people, just in general. Like, Needy has a more of a positive feminist takeaway where she goes and actively, at the end of this film, kills these bandmates who are the real problem. That is because she is targeting that feminist rage at the actual sources of the problem and not just hitting every innocent passerby that's around you. Like,
as a stand-in.
The difference between feminist rage and misandry is who is the target of your anger, right? Because like the patriarchy fucking sucks. It hurts all of us.
Right.
And, you know, when you have an angry feminist lens for things, it's because you're fed up with that. But if you then go around and just start hurting every man and delighting in the suffering of men in general,
Right.
all you're doing is just creating more suffering. You're not really making anything better. And I think that that's what the demon is. The demon, this creature of hell, is a representative of giving yourself over to hating men just because the patriarchy itself is bad. That's how I feel about it. You know, like,
I mean, yeah, that makes sense.
And look, I've been Jennifer in my life. I have been incredibly misandrous in my life, but it's a thing that is worth working on. And you can apply that anger towards the men who actually cause the problems,
right? Not
on just some guy that's just lonely and, you know, like the soft goth. He's just lonely. He's just lonely, and he just wants to be like. He's not even an incel. He's just like a little lonely, and he's like, you can tell that he's so excited to like be asked out by Jennifer, and he genuinely is like, he's pumped. He's like singing on his way there. He's not, you know, he's just he wanted to take her out to a movie. He wasn't even planning to have sex. Like he's a little scared actually when he goes to where she has to meet him. Yeah, he didn't deserve to die. He's he's an innocent boy. He's a little soft boy.
In this movie, Jennifer has a way of like assuming all men want sex, and so just like kind of really pushing them to kind of maybe prove something.
Right, because her misandry has led her to think that all men are these sex fiends or power hungry or want dominance. And when they don't perform the role, which all of her victims in this movie are hesitant.
Yeah,
like
all of them.
The football player that she kills as her second victim. He's like, okay, well, I guess I'm going to get my dick sucked. But like,
I mean, she tells him that his dead brother would have wanted this.
Yes, I know, which is so fucked up. But like, you know,
on the one hand, it's silly that works. Like, you have to assume there's some sort of horny element to his like acceptance of that.
Sure. Well, she's hot. Like,
yeah,
you know, like, look, I like girls. If a hot girl came up to me in high school and was like, hey, you know, it was your best friend or your brother's or your sister's dying wish that we fuck, I'd be like, that's a little weird, but okay. Like, it would have worked on me in high school.
I choose to believe you.
Yeah, like it would have worked on me in high school. Like, because remember, they're teenagers. Like, even though they're played by obvious like adult actors, but they are supposed to be teenagers, and so it makes sense. Yeah, how this happens.
Yeah, young Neil is the most believable as a young person, which that's why he's young Neil. I'm talking about Chip.
Yeah,
who played young Neil.
He literally just looks like he's on like a Disney Channel original show. Like,
yeah,
it's the haircut that really does it. That's what it is. He's got the haircut that every boy had on Disney Channel in the fucking 2006 to 2010 period. Yeah. The Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide haircut, where like they don't have ears anymore.
Right.
like your haircut's designed to hide your ears. But yeah, like this isn't I Spit on Your Grave, where like righteous feminist vengeance is being taken on these men. These men are innocent bystanders who just are being killed for the crime of being attracted to a hot girl. Like that's how I feel about it. And then I think that that's partially why Needy is the one in a relationship and Jennifer is the one that is fucking around, because Jennifer, despite all of her physical beauty and all of her easiness by which men can use her, she is unfulfilled because she is a toxic bitch inside. And and the demon didn't put that in her. All the demon did was bring that out of her. Like, and her desire for even Needy, her like lesbian desire for Needy is just because she covets what Needy has so badly. She doesn't know the difference between wanting what somebody has and wanting somebody. She tries to seduce Needy because she thinks by doing that, she'll get what Needy has and not feel so empty and dead inside.
You know, I think if you like look back at how she was before the demon, like Needy says, she's insecure and she's looking for validation, and it can't just be from one person.
And she's hiding her nervous tics as quirky quirky girl presentation. Like she's twisting her hair, she's tapping her leg. She's, moving back and forth a lot. Like when I look at how Jennifer is portrayed in this, it's like, oh, that's a quirky girl. But if you actually look at it, they're all anxiety stems.
Interesting.
And how she's like is. No, she doesn't do them after she gets possessed. But like when she's talking to Needy at the locker, we get like a glimpse of like how she just is when she's just standing, and she's doing a lot of anxiety stems, but it's being masked as like, oh, I'm just like a quirky, stupid girl presentation.
Yeah.
Because she acts like a bimbo, but it's an act. Jennifer is way smarter than she pretends to be. She pretends to be this helpless, lost little like deer in the headlights.
Yeah.
Because she thinks that that's what's going to get her the validation that she wants. And when she's brutally educated on how acting like a victim just makes you a victim, that's when she goes full mask off misandrist.
Wow. Yeah.
Like, you attract what you present as. I am a very like assertive, dominant woman. So I attract subs.
Yeah.
But if I were to go out and act like this innocent little cherub, I would attract doms. And it's the same thing. If you go out and you act like a deer in the headlights, you're going to attract cars.
Snap.
Tell me I'm wrong, Tristan.
That's a great line.
Yeah. But yeah,
no, that makes total sense. Like,
she does it to herself. Like, it's not victim blaming. Like, we still feel bad for Jennifer. Like, she didn't deserve what happened to her, but she put herself into the position where it happened to her because she wanted these bandmates, or the lead singer specifically, but like, she wanted that because she thought that would give her some kind of fulfillment, that she rushed headlong into a situation that she didn't have to. Because if she had just been looked at Needy and been like, yeah, let's go home, this place burned down, it's too much, and had more self-respect, she would have avoided getting kidnapped and killed by a demon cult in the fucking woods. Like, it's not her fault that these people went out to victimize her, but she ignored all the red flags that would have saved her from the situation because she was so empty inside and just wanted something. And I honestly, if you asked her, like, if we could summon her character into the real world and ask her what she was looking for, I don't think she would be able to tell us what she wanted.
Yeah.
Just thought it would be cool to fuck a lead singer of a band.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I think there's maybe some like status, like, she's from a small town and he's like got status outside of that small town.
Right. Like, he's the bottom of the totem pole in a big city, but that makes him the big fish in a small pond.
Yeah.
Their little neck of the woods.
She's trying to fuck her way up.
Yeah. Because like, when you don't have self-respect, then you'll do anything to get the respect of others. She wanted people to look at her and be like, oh yeah, that's that lead singer's girl.
Yeah.
Which was her greatest ambition, which goes to show how little self-esteem she really had.
Yeah.
Because then you like compare that to a character like Needy, who isn't really thinking about those kinds of things. She's in a stable relationship with a boy she really likes that, she has awkward sex with, but like, she doesn't seem unfulfilled by her relationship. She seems genuinely content to just hang out with Jennifer and hang out with Chip and, just have her life be what it is. She's not obsessed or anxious about the future. She's just vibing. And that's the goal. Like, she has feelings about things. She gets angry about things. Yeah. But she doesn't at any point feel like she's insecure until, in the midst of Jennifer's gaslighting, she's starting to become insecure in her environment maybe, but like, her sense of self is not compromised. Her sense of safety is compromised. Yeah. So I don't know. And there's nothing wrong with being anxious or having low self-esteem or whatever. But the whole point is that like, when you begin to project your low self-esteem onto others and blame them and treat them like garbage, then you no longer are a sympathetic person. You've become a bad person. Yeah. We've talked a whole lot about the dynamic between Jennifer and Needy and how, Jennifer is someone who has surrendered themselves to misandry, and how at the end, Needy is someone who has self-actualized and become what I would consider to be a healthy amount of angry feminist. Maybe not murdering people, but like it's an exaggerated representation of putting the blame where it belongs.
Although maybe that orderly didn't deserve to be kicked across the room.
That's true, but like so like maybe she's gone a little bit too far over the line. But like the point is that her rage and her expression of power is all projected at the people who actually caused the fucking problem, not on just random men who are just existing. Like a bunch of innocent people die in this movie, and not just like horror movie innocent, like the boys that Jennifer kills are so innocent, like they don't do anything wrong. And why didn't Jennifer think to go take revenge on the band that caused this? Like at no point does that dawn on her as something that she's gonna do. You would think that she would turn all that anger and rage towards those people because, okay, she's got this demon inside her. She has to eat people to sustain herself. But like, go eat the people responsible for what happened to you. You know what I mean? Like, but she's just firing a machine gun into a crowd because she's angry. Whereas Needy is going and excising the cancer at the source.
One thing that she talks about in the final monologue is how Jennifer like bit her but didn't kill her, so she has like some of the demon in her, not enough to take her over, but she gains some of its powers.
Which, when you go through a super intense situation and you gain strength from overcoming it, and then you use that strength then to attack the source of the evil in the world, that's the good thing. You should be more like Needy in this movie and less like Jennifer.
Let's talk about the sapphic themes.
I love it. My favorite subject.
Let's get to the kiss.
Let's talk about the gay. I kind of touched on it a little bit. Like, Jennifer wants what Needy has. When I first started transitioning, sometimes I would look at a girl and I'd be like, I don't know whether I want to be with her or be her.
Right.
It's one of those emotions that, like, after you've transitioned for a while, you settle and it's not as bad. But like when you're in the full swing of things, starting out, like you get that emotion. So I relate to that hunger for somebody else because you want what they have, not necessarily because you want them.
That said, it is implied that they've had this sexual or romantic tension for a long time,
to the point where like random classmates comment on it, like when we see the intro,
you're so lesbian gay,
and she's like, what do you mean? Like, ooh, like pantomiming what she did in the movie, like because like Needy and Jennifer wave at each other, and the way they wave is so like clearly they like each other more than friends, but I'm sure like off screen there was a gaggle of students in this school who just like were taking bets on when these two would finally just fuck each other.
Right. But also like during the seduction scene, Jennifer says like, we can play boyfriend and girlfriend and sleep in the same bed like we used to.
Right.
So clearly like they've kind of maybe fooled around a little bit, and this goes back to like the gender roles thing, like there seems to be like this unspoken thing where they can't like come out. And
Needy's into it. Like when Jennifer first kisses her, she's not.
It definitely goes both ways.
This is a testament to it being in 2005. I mean, like this is 10 years before same-sex marriage legalization in the US. So like, there's been a huge amount of cultural progress towards how society treats gay people.
And biphobia has persisted long after a lot of the progress has been made for.
Right. Like it's really telling that like the fact that I'm a lesbian is the not controversial thing about me. Like nobody cares that I like girls. They care more that I'm trans.
But lesbophobia was definitely alive and well in 2009.
Yeah. And it's like, sure, that's maybe a big element of it, but like clearly the film itself isn't scared of it. So like maybe that's a factor of the characters not wanting to come out and be what they are. For sure.
Because like you said, it goes both ways, just like Jennifer and Needy.
Yeah. Honestly though, with like how awkward and like unpassionate the scene between Chip and Needy is, I wouldn't be surprised if she's just gay. Like she
could
like
be.
like
she could be like biromantic.
Yeah, because you can have feelings for somebody then just
yeah.
not be sexually attracted to them, because she doesn't seem at all fulfilled by this interaction they have.
Yeah, like she's happy to do it, but I mean, she is also like haunted by visions during. But
that's what cuts it short. But like when it first starts, like it just like it feels so performative and so awkward. Like because they cut it between a scene of Needy and Chip having sex and Jennifer seducing the Oth boy and killing him.
Yeah,
and then the scene with Needy and Chip ends because she sees a bloody X forming on the ceiling and then freaks the fuck out. And like, but when she first starts freaking out, it's the same thing as what happens in what was the other movie where it was like in Hellraiser. It's the same thing that happens in Hellraiser where it's like Chip keeps going because he thinks that it's a good thing that she's crying and screaming.
Right.
And then one of the first things out of his fucking mouth is like, "Was I too big?" Said with like a half smirk and pride, like. And it's just like, oh God, but he's innocent. Chip is innocent. He's just talking how a boy talks. But like the feminist side of this is, well, men kind of do tend to ignore women until it gets too, you have to get above a certain pitch as a woman before men will start taking you seriously.
I think you may have a point there about Needy's like relationship to women versus men.
Especially given like how concerned she is about Jennifer over the atrocity that just happened. It's look, I've been there, girl, but it's been over girls that I like and I want to be with.
No, there's clearly some like unrequited tension there where it feels like Needy really wanted Jennifer, but like either society or Jennifer, because of society, kind of put her in her place and kept her from seeking that out. And so she compensates by like having her cute boyfriend and also being really close to Jennifer.
Right. So it's like she gets to like vent off the romantic steam. Like she spends time with Jennifer above Chip in this movie. Like Jennifer's like, we're going to go do this thing. And then she's like, okay, later, Chip. Like,
and Chip's like, stop abducting my girlfriend.
Yeah. Needy and Jennifer make out, and Needy is not protesting at first. He only starts to protest when she starts to like.
That's why I think that's what she always wanted.
Right. It takes her a moment to realize that Jennifer has murdered people again. Like she it blanks her mind. Like, I don't know, audience, if you've ever had this, but when somebody you really like kisses you, your mind goes blank and you stop thinking about things. That is what I saw in this scene. Someone's mind going blank, like being like, "Oh my God, this is everything I've ever wanted." And then after their brain rebooted, they were like, "Wait a sec, Jennifer, you have killed people. We need to talk about this."
And also, secondarily, I have a boyfriend.
Tertiarily. Tell me more about that.
It doesn't even come up in the scene. It does not even come up. No, the thing that causes the break between them is not that she has a boyfriend. It is that Jennifer is killing people. And when Jennifer reveals what's happening to Needy can't handle it and is like, "Get out of my room, go away." But Chip does not come up once in that conversation.
No. No.
I, as a monster appreciator, I'd be like, can we just like get you to stop killing innocent people? Like, it's okay. I understand you're a horrible demon from hell now and you have to eat people. But like, maybe we have you eat pedophiles.
Sure. Yeah.
Or murderers.
We'll turn this into
Dexter.
Yeah, that works. What was the edgy feminist wannabe movie that came out?
Is it the one where like she's
promising young female? Promising young woman.
Yeah, right. She's just like killing predators, right?
Yeah. I'm mixing it up with single white female, but yeah, promising young woman.
Which they sound like placeholder titles, but they are real movies.
Yeah.
Obviously, we shouldn't just kill people, okay? To the NSA agent watching our podcast to make sure there's no subversive material in here.
But if
I just mean in the fantasy. I just mean in the fantasy of it. Like, as a monster fucker, exactly. I love the fantasy of dating a demon and being like, wow, you're a horrible monster, but you love me. I don't know. I can't.
Yeah.
It's not real. It's a fantasy, y'all. Okay, don't take it so seriously. But my point is like, you know, I don't relate to Needy's reaction to this situation, but you know,
Yeah.
I'm a little bit of a darker person than Needy is, apparently.
Yeah, and possibly a needier person than Needy. I think this is one of the scenes that like shows that Needy isn't really the needy one.
Right. Oh, you meant Jennifer. I thought you were talking about me. I was about to like throw hands, bro. It's like, Ari, you're a needy bitch. Okay, fuck you. No, yeah, Jennifer is absolutely the one, because like, for one, she breaks in. Okay, we buried the lead here because Jennifer breaks into Needy's house. She's already in Needy's bed. Needy goes to lay down after running away from Chip because she had that vision, and she hits Jennifer with her car while running away from Chip, and then goes home freaking out, gets into her bed, and Jennifer is there and like starts cuddling with her, and Needy freaks out.
Yeah.
And then the scene happens, which like doubles me. Like, I double down, not to, you know, give a teaser for our last episode of the season, but I double down on this, on the lesbian analysis, because after that incident, then Jennifer starts kissing her, and Needy is still into it after all the things I just laid out.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, no,
for sure,
you would not be tolerating this from someone you don't want sexually. I'm sorry. Like,
yeah.
Oh God, it's so unfulfilling for me because it's like I wanted more. Like,
and we watched the extended cut. So
yeah,
I don't know. I've only seen the extended cut. I don't know what was added.
Honestly, as like audience, there's a general rule: if we watch a film and there's an extended cut available, we're watching the extended cut.
I definitely recommend the extended cut of Jennifer's Body.
I've only ever watched the extended cut too. I don't know what scenes are added.
The funeral scene.
Oh yeah, we haven't even talked about the funeral.
Yeah. Let's get into that. So, Soft Goth Boy. I wish we remembered his name, but rest in peace, Soft Goth Boy. We're at his funeral.
Colin.
Okay. And Colin's friends, you know, his little goth clique, are like lamenting over his coffin in a very dramatic way because they're goth.
And Colin's mom just like fucking calls him out
because they say, you wouldn't have wanted this, and she's like, oh, he wouldn't have wanted to be eaten by a cannibal. You must have known him so well.
I love it so much. You know, because like we've talked about the misandry feminist angle, we've talked about the sapphic angle. Now let's talk about the relationship that society has with tragedy.
Yeah,
because I think that because overall it's a through line through the whole film, but overall this funeral scene encapsulates that theme so well, because on one hand, his quote unquote friends, who when we see later are all talking about how much they hate each other, and they're only friends because they're goths. Like, I
forgot about that.
They're popping balloons and stuff, and then like the girl behind one of the other goth girls is like, I hate you guys so much, and then like we never see them again. That's the the movie takes the time to show those characters to us, to give us that, and then we don't see those characters again. But the whole point is that they're being so performative, and oh, how hurt we are, we're in so much pain because our friend is dead, and the mom's like, you motherfuckers have no idea the depths of my pain right now. I have the monopoly on pain because I just lost my fucking son. And you're over here acting like a bunch of buffoons performing for the camera that isn't even here.
Yeah, talking about him like flying with the dark angels or whatever. Yeah.
It's like, he's not in the firmament. He's not in the sky. He's in a box, an overpriced box that we're going to lower into the ground.
6 feet downtown.
Yeah.
Which is, I feel like it maybe goes just over the line with town if you had just cut town. But to her credit, this woman, she sells this line.
Yeah. Like,
this pretty silly line.
I believe this is a great, well, no, people say silly things when they're grieving. Like, I could see a grieving mother I could see a grieving boomer mother saying that.
Without town, I would believe you. Downtown, it's too like performative. I don't
know. Maybe my expectations for boomers is in hell, so like I don't like
that just seemed like Diablo Cody couldn't
couldn't help himself. Yeah.
Yeah.
But still, the point is that like that whole scene, I think, really sells to this theme. Like it's a sub theme, because like you on the surface, we've got the feminist angle. That's why it's a feminist cult classic. That's why we all love this film. And then as we like dig down the layers, we get the sapphic element, and then we kind of get to this core central theme of like how society treats tragedy.
Yeah.
And on one hand, you've got all the people who are like performing being sad. And then you've got the people who really have lost something. Like these goth friends, sure, they've lost their friend. Maybe they cared about him, maybe they didn't. But like for them, it's all about, it's indulgent. It's indulgent in the experience of like death. And they're like, oh, you know, they're like, you know, like if the movie had a little bit less restraint, they'd be like twisting their nipples to like how much they're getting off to it. You know, they're like getting off to it. Like,
yeah.
I mean, I'm being gratuitous, but like, come on.
I know what you're saying. Yeah.
Like, and then we get like the stark realism of just like an actually grieving mother who's like, stop being fucking idiots. Like,
yeah,
this is my son that's died, and you guys are making it about yourselves.
And there's also J.K. Simmons' character,
who has so much unexplained.
Yeah,
he's got a hook hand. And he's got like weird scarring on his neck, and it's like they just like they did really weird prosthetic for him in this movie, and it's like it's unexplained. We get no context for why he looks like that.
True, but he is a teacher, and he's playing the like very emotionally in touch, like, you know, you kids, you've been through a lot. You need to grieve. Take time to grieve. When he overhears a football kid getting murdered in the woods, and he's like, oh, let it out, kids. Let it out.
Yeah. And then
before it gets like a little too high pitched, and he's like, wait a second.
Yeah. I'm like, whoa, no. It's blood curdling screams from the beginning. I would be investigating. He takes a little bit too long to be like, wait a second. Like, look, the football player was fucked. Like, he wasn't like he was going to save him, but like maybe he would have caught Jennifer eating him.
Right.
I don't know.
But is there kind of a performance in that encouraging performative grieving in a way?
I think it's like the line between wanting to be sensitive to people grieving in their own ways, but also expecting grief. Like everyone grieves in their own way. Like for me, I don't externalize my grief constantly. Like some people externalize it constantly, where they're just like a mess. Whereas like someone like me, I'm more composed most of the time, and then I'll break down into fucking a puddle if I'm grieving. Some people would look at that and be like, oh, well, you must not be that sad because you're not constantly in tears or whatever. And honestly, I'll feel grief for longer than a lot of other people. Maybe like it takes me like months to recover from something.
Yeah.
But I deal with it in like stages. I don't sit like bedridden for a couple of weeks and then I'm over it.
Right.
Like some people are. And so there's like a different, like, you know, J.K. Simmons' character in this is like, he's towing the line between expecting people to act a certain way and then also wanting to give them permission to act that way. He's like, it's okay if you want to cry. It's okay if you want to do these things. I get it. Like, it's rough for all of us. We've had this tragedy. He is empathetic, but he is still kind of somehow victim to this mindset of like, kind of get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think so. There's also kind of the angle where like, so when he's saying all this, it's first about the shack burning down, Melody Lane, whatever, the bar that burns down. It's kind of like a town tragedy. It didn't seem like it affected a lot of the students like directly.
They knew people that may have gotten hurt there, basically. Like,
yeah.
It's implied that a lot of classmates died, like, that we didn't see. Like, the foreign exchange student, we find out that he didn't die in the fire, but everyone thinks that he did.
All right, I guess that kind of ruins the point that I was getting at. But
I'm sorry.
No. Please ruin my points with fact.
Oh, yeah.
I guess what I'm saying is like the town, apart from the main characters, kind of rallies around this tragedy in a way that
is very performative.
Yeah, and it kind of makes it part of their identity.
Yeah.
And this is also what catapults Low Shoulder, who we haven't mentioned the band name, but their band name is fucking Low Shoulder for some reason.
What the fuck does that mean?
It's bad. Like, it seems like almost sarcastic. Like,
Yeah.
these fucking indie bands, they have
The weirdest names.
Don't make any fucking sense, but
and like
anyway.
I like indie as a genre, but this is bad indie music. Like,
yeah. Anyway, Low Shoulder is catapulted to fame with their song that they dedicate to this tragedy that they caused.
Oh my god!
Yes.
And it's so self-indulgent and self-masturbatory. Like, it's just like, it's implied in the background, like nationwide media is covering this. Like,
yes.
The whole country knows about what happened in this fucking town.
I think I want to talk about how Jennifer reacts to J.K. Simmons' teacher character talking about this tragedy. She's very sarcastic and crass about it. And I think that says something about the tragedies that we focus on and the tragedies that we accept.
Twinsies.
Because obviously no one else knows this, but she was just murdered.
Yeah. And she's like, I don't give a fuck anymore.
Yeah.
Honest, I don't even think it's the demon. I think that's just like how she's always been, and this incident is just emboldened her. Like, I don't think that anything that she does, aside from eating people, of course,
right,
is like caused by the demon.
Character.
I think all of it is just she's been liberated to just be who she really is. Like, that's how I've always felt. Like, the first time I watched this movie and this one, I never thought that the demon was making her do things.
No.
Aside from eat people, like the actual eating of people, that's the only thing that the demon makes her do.
Right. But I guess my point is, like, it evokes this sense of, like, women who go through tragedy at the hands of men, they're expected to just move on. I think that kind of feeling is coming out in Jennifer, where they're talking about this tragedy and she's lived through this
horrible incident.
Yeah.
Where she was like begging for her life, and then they didn't care. Like, she was treated with so much, not just murder. Like, if they had just killed her, it'd be one thing. Mm-hmm. But they mock her. They toy with her. They make fun of her. They like.
Adam Brody is actually one of my favorite actors, but he's very hard to like in this movie.
Yeah,
because he's such a shit.
Plays a really good piece of shit. Like,
yeah.
And because, like, it's not just like, it's not maniacal. It's so matter of fact. Like,
yeah, no, he's just a sociopath.
Yeah, he's just like, I'm gonna kill you, and we're gonna do good, and honestly, we're gonna make a song to tribute you. It's gonna be great. Like, he tries to comfort her.
Yeah,
with the knowledge that they'll honor her for her sacrifice, which is so fucked up.
So she really faces the, like, bald-faced indifference of men towards her.
Right, yeah, like the patriarchy's indifference towards the suffering of women.
Yeah.
It would be merciful of them to have just killed her and gotten it over with. But then again, at no point does she plan to go take revenge on the people who actually hurt her.
Right.
That's what I mean. Like, it's like...
like, does she realize that they literally came back to the town to play at the prom? Like,
right. She's more focused on fucking Needy over and killing her boyfriend than she is on taking revenge on the people who actually hurt her.
Yeah.
Society's indifference towards suffering breeds the level of myopic view of life, but in this case, in Jennifer, it's focused as pure misandry that then is filtered towards, by being a misandrist, she's hurting other women because her misandry towards men makes her feel like she's doing Needy a favor by taking care of this problem for her. Like, because she sees Chip as an obstacle to overcome, because I think even in her head at that point, she still wants Needy.
Yeah.
Like, and it's only after Needy gives her that dress down at the end that she then snaps and is like, okay, well, I'm going to kill you.
Yeah.
Like, because even up to the point where she's going to eat Chip, it's almost like he's something that needs to get checked off the list so that Needy will then be with her.
Maybe.
That's kind of like how I read it this time, watching it at least.
Yeah. Let's talk about the climax, I guess.
My second favorite part.
Yeah.
Yeah. Second favorite thing. to talk about.
So Jennifer.
Love talking about the climax. Anyway, sorry.
Jennifer finds Chip on his way to the dance, and like his mom gives him like some mace or pepper spray, whatever, because there's a killer around, but she still like lets him walk across the dark park.
Yeah, it's like just drive him to the dance.
Yeah. Anyway,
her giving more of a fuck. Again, it speaks to the overall point of like society getting over something. Like they're done being freaked out about it, so they're just like, yeah, here's mace. Okay. And it's almost like I think that's trying to show the absurdity of how society expects women to handle things. Where he's like, look, I've been doing the Bowflex. I'm strong. I'm fit. And she's like, yeah. And that football player that got their guts taken out, like they were strong too, and they didn't stop what happened. Yeah. So and she's like, here's some mace. You're gonna take the mace. You'll be safe. And it's like that's what society does to women.
Yeah.
Here, have some mace in your purse. Have a taser in your purse. That'll keep you safe.
Yeah.
When like if someone's like really insistent on hurting you, spraying them with pepper spray, like maybe it might incapacitate them, but it might just piss off some kinds of people, especially if they're on like drugs or something. Like
I'm not going to speak to that.
I have watched a human being take a full clip of ammunition into themselves while high on fucking PCP and just drop to the ground. Like, I'm sorry, but these measures don't actually save anything. They're just like things to make you feel better about yourself while you're out in a society that doesn't take the threats to your autonomy seriously.
That totally fits, and it's something that I didn't think about, like a thematic reason for him to go out like that. But Jennifer finds him and manipulates him.
Gaslights the fuck out of him.
Mm-hmm. Tells him that Needy has been cheating on him for a long time. And this is after Needy like doesn't break up with him, but says she's not going to go to the dance with him and tells him he can't go to the dance by himself, like for his protection. So he's like already feeling insecure in their relationship.
Yeah. Again, a role reversal of like what normally happens with girls. Like, oh, it's not safe for you to go to this thing. I'm doing this thing that's hurting you to keep you safe. Like Needy's taking on a traditionally masculine role of protecting her lover. And it's like, I think it's purposeful to like kind of show the absurdity of some of these societal trends by making it be Chip is the one that's experiencing them and not the traditional role of a girl experiencing them, of like, we got to keep her safe. We got to keep her out of danger. We got to like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Men are the victims in this story in ways that women are normally victimized.
Right. Yeah, and that's some of the gender that I alluded to being all over this movie. And I think maybe Chip is like kind of rebelling against that like perceived feminine position that he's been put in of like being told to stay home for his own safety.
Yeah, he's like, I've been hitting the Bowflex. I'm strong. I can handle it. Like,
yeah.
Being put in a role that is typically a submissive feminine role inspires his own toxic masculinity to act out and put himself in the position where he fucking dies.
Yeah.
Like if he had stayed home like Needy told him to, he would not have fucking died.
So yeah, that's interesting. But Jennifer gaslights him and seduces him, and he's kind of reluctant.
Jennifer even says, I've wanted you so long in ways that I can't even...
Yeah.
Like I haven't been able to bring myself to say. And like maybe she's making that up, but honestly, I think it's just more of that, like she covets what Needy has.
Yeah.
She's wanted that stability that Needy has just taken for granted. Like it maybe it's like part of what she's doing right now is she sees Needy as having thrown Chip away. Like you had this stability and you're just like tossing it away for reasons that I can't understand, because I have such low self-esteem that if I had a stable boyfriend, I would never let that motherfucker go.
Right.
She simultaneously thinks that she's better than Needy, but also wants everything that she has.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. She needs him to be afraid and hopeless.
Mm-hmm.
What is the purpose of seducing him before that?
Well, so like she's trying to use the tactic of hopelessness by like killing his love for Needy, like by making like, well, she was cheating on you and like gaslighting him. Like she's trying to make him hopeless by crushing his spirit. But then he is like, no, I still love her. And then she's like, well, I'll just break your body then. And then that'll do the trick. Like,
Yeah.
she's trying to tenderize their meat by like imparting it. Like, and honestly, like, well, I don't know what that necessarily means, because when she kills Colin, he is hopeless in that moment.
Mm-hmm.
But when she kills the football player, he's just scared. She doesn't really do anything to make him hopeless so much as just like terrify him.
Yes. Yeah.
Like we don't really get that. Like that doesn't seem to come up as a thing that she's looking for until she kills Colin. So it's hard to analyze exactly what that means to her.
Mm-hmm.
But like I think it just means that they have to be really scared and they have to like believe that they're going to die for her to be able to like get what she needs out of them, or something like that. But like maybe she's trying to like crush his spirit first so that then she can victimize him. Again, it's a role reversal, because that's what the patriarchy does to women. It crushes their spirit so that they just give in and they don't fight anymore. Role reversing it to be men that are being victimized, to show how absurd it is how society treats people after they've gone through this experience.
Yeah.
It simultaneously has things to say about misandry while also having things to say about patriarchy, with using the same thing to say both things.
Yeah. Yeah.
And of course, she doesn't actually eat him fully. She's feasting on him.
Right.
But then Needy arrives and is like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And then the fight with them breaks out. The lambasting that I've talked about several times happens. And then the final conflict happens between them. Well, the final like of this scene happens. And Needy actually seems to gain the upper hand in some way that Jennifer flees. Like she sprays her with the pepper spray, and then through just, I don't really understand why Jennifer gives up here, but like,
well, she gets impaled,
right? But like
by a conveniently sharp pool net,
and she just chooses to cut her losses and leave.
Yeah, which
is, I guess, like she's just like, well, you know what? I'm not going to win this fight. I might as well leave and eat somebody else later. Because we then see her lying in bed. She's channel surfing, watching something that's very objectifying, like an infomercial for this exercise device that's like very focused on people's butts.
Yeah, and people's bodies.
We get a glimpse of this at the start. And then we're without context, and now we're seeing it again.
Yeah.
And when we first see it, it's like, oh, she's just watching this and she's like depressed. But then now we're watching it and we're like, oh, she's hungry. she's watching it and she's looking at it like it's a commercial for fast food. Like
I didn't think about that, but yeah,
it like recontextualizes the scene. And then that's where the final confrontation happens. Needy has acquired some home improvement supplies. Like some various tools, and breaks into, like, jumps through Jennifer's window, which is like
just dives right through.
Yeah. They have a fight. The demon is very weak because it hasn't been able to eat. And then
they're kind of flying around because Jennifer can levitate due to her
powers.
Yeah. One important thing that I want to highlight is Needy's final line, cross out Jennifer.
And rips the BFF necklace. Like, so the whole movie they've worn these BFF necklaces and they haven't taken them off, either of them. And she rips off Jennifer's. And that's when that breaks her heart enough that she just gives up and lets Needy kill her. Yeah. The only way that Needy is able to defeat her is by like actually breaking her heart.
Let's talk about cross out, because it's obviously like a motif.
Yes.
Of, I guess, Needy being denied or put in her place or deposed in some way. Like,
she's devalued.
Mhm.
She doesn't do what Jennifer wants, so she's devalued. She's crossed out.
Mhm.
And it's like the cross out that's happening, like when they go to the bar and they get the X on their hands. Yeah, it's a pretty standard thing to have that be a thing at like bars
Right.
for underage people. But also it's like they're devalued. They are not valued.
Mhm.
They are meat. Jennifer is meat for what's going to happen, and Needy is just like her, but she's just not the one that's chosen to be victimized. To be crossed out is to be devalued and mean that you are worthless, and we don't care what happens to you anymore. It goes from friendly jeering at the beginning of the film to at the end, it's a representation of Needy finally
Sticking up
for herself and being like, I've wanted you to be with me this whole time, but like I'm better off without you.
Mhm.
Like, sure, we've had all of this, we've shared all this stuff since childhood, we've been friends forever, but you've always been aggressive and overshadowing of me and taking advantage of me.
Manipulative
And Jennifer has always been a predator. All the demon did was just empower her to predate more.
Yeah.
Because even when we start the film, she's looking to like take advantage of men to get what she needs out of them. And
Mhm.
like she's like justified it to herself as like, well, they get to have sex with me, so it's a good deal for them. But
Right.
she doesn't love any of these men. She's just looking for what they can give her,
Mhm.
which I think speaks to the overall message of like patriarchy makes monsters of us all, and your response to it, if it's not curated to be against the actual people propagating it, then you are no better because you're going to victimize people the same way that you were victimized. She was murdered in the woods and she tears people apart in the woods. She has become the same thing that victimized her. The cycle of victimization continues because we're not targeting the actual sources of it. We are just acting out against it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so she's crossed out. Needy has rejected that. We're not going to just indiscriminately attack people. It's not okay. I don't care how much I love you. I can't let you keep doing that.
Yeah.
So I'm cutting you out of my life.
Yeah. All right. So, what was one thing that you liked and one thing you disliked about Jennifer's body?
I really liked how layered every single metaphor in the film is.
Yeah.
It can mean so many different things. It's a very heavy textured text. I like it that way because I don't expect it to be that way. Like it's presented like this pulpy horror movie.
Yeah.
But it really has a lot of things to say. Just layers and layers of things to say. And I really like that. Like any scene in this film, I can analyze from so many different angles and it still be presented as this cheesy horror movie. Like,
yeah. And so much of it goes unsaid and just like pretty elegant, I think, in its presentation.
One thing I didn't like, I mean, I wanted it to be gayer, honestly.
Yeah.
It's there, but I wanted it more so because I think it's a very important thing that this film is saying. And I almost wanted more. I wanted it a little more overt so that it wouldn't go over people's heads as much.
Where do you think that should have come in?
When Chip and Needy are having their conversation about Jennifer being evil, Chip being like, but like, so what you do, break your heart, like, something more like overt, at least one or two things more overt, like lines that speak to it more than just a one-off jeer from a character we don't even see again.
And a kiss that could be attributed to, we want to put some male gaze, girl on girl action in here.
Right. Yeah. Because like it is a very sapphic story and it just needs, I wanted it to be a little bit more overt, but maybe that's asking too much for the time period it was made in. So
maybe,
but that's what I felt was missing from it.
Okay.
What about you? What's one thing that you liked and one thing you didn't like?
I think this is a very stylish movie. I think maybe its stylistic vision could have been honed a little bit more to like feel really cohesive throughout, because I think it kind of comes through in bursts, like the explosion scene that I talked about earlier. But I think that it's kind of underrated, just like on the merits of the bare filmmaking technical aspects. One thing I disliked was when Jennifer said that someone gave her such a wetty.
Yeah.
Yep. Like,
they say the darndest things in this film.
Diablo Cody rubs a lot of people the wrong way. I can get down with most of her quirky dialogue, but that one I cannot forgive.
Yeah, like honestly, like I don't really hate the dialogue so much in this film. I just, maybe unintentionally so, it spoke to like a more timelessness to it because of how they were talking. I like this movie a lot, honestly. I like it better than I remembered liking it this time.
Yeah, I also...
Granted, a lot has changed about me since the last time I watched this film, but...
Yeah. Do you have it up on IMDb? Because we should mention the director's name.
Karen Kusama.
Karen Kusama.
Like, it is made... This movie was made by a woman. So, like, to just further...
Written and directed.
Same director who made Aeon Flux. Which... That was made before this film was. Yeah. And that film is super stylized.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying is, like, this film could have done with more of that. Because, like, yeah, if people say Aeon Flux, the source material is better. Obviously, the source material is better. But it's just, like, that stylishness. Like, I've watched Aeon Flux a bunch of times.
Definitely stylized.
For that, yeah.
If nothing else. This has been Emissaries from the Void with Ari Stell Hawthorne and myself, Tristan Bowersox. New episodes will be released every other week with short bonus content we're calling liminals in the off weeks. The intro music is Now I Hear Little Dreams by Captive Portal, and the outro music is Arcadia by White Bat Audio. You can find us on Blue Sky at Void Emissaries, and remember that's single M double S. You can find Ari as Obscurity on most platforms and me on Blue Sky and Letterboxd as TB McQueen. The latter is where you will find our watch list and suggest movies you'd like to hear us dissect. You can also email us at emissariesfromthevoid@outlook.com to give feedback, alternate takes on the movies we've discussed, questions, suggestions, etc. Emissaries from the Void is a Void Opal podcast produced by TB McQueen Creative. For something completely different, listen to my other podcast, Fan Fiction Theater.
As the world unravels under the weight of an immortal sorcerer's despair, Tula must confront the man who quite literally stole her heart. Along with a cunning demon bound to her by desperate choices, she journeys through a land scarred by destruction, seeking to be made whole again before darkness consumes everything. A tale of resilience, reckoning, and the cost of hope. A Bird for a Heart explores what it means to hold on to your humanity when the world demands you let it go. A Bird for a Heart is a fantasy fiction podcast, written and recorded by Michael J. Patrick.
Available wherever fine podcasts are found.